Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn is losing his mind in desperation. Thursday, February 6, 2025, teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful hint at a very anxious and tense day for Finn as he struggles to decide what to do next. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Finn's beside himself. Yes, Dr. John Finn Finnegan is a hot mess. He lost his virginity to his aunt and only recently learned to count to 9. Given that Finn's mother is also a serial killer, that one small incident resulted in a serial killer, demonstrating that murder runs in the family. He must now confront the reality that his daughter, 22, attempted to abduct and murder his wife, and he must inform her of this. Finn will scream and complain while he cowers in a corner since he knows his wife is a shrieker. When Steffy Forrester Finnegan receives this news, her reaction will be tremendous, and that is what Finn is worried about. He knows he must do everything in his power to keep his family together when he returns home to an unwary Steffy. He is also aware that Lee Finnegan wants to spend the rest of her life making amends to Poppy Nozawa because she feels so guilty about thinking that she and Jack Finnegan had an affair. How can he let Lee know that Poppy's actions were worse than she had ever thought? The sisters' reunion appears to be short-lived. Luna pays attention. Luna Nozawa is living the good life behind house arrest in Dollar Bill Spencer's estate as Poppy searches for her. She listens to every talk she can since she is bored. Luna listens in on Will Spencer and Electra Forrester once more. When Will tells Electra all that occurred to her, Luna is intrigued. She does not like Will's attitude, though. Luna is baffled as to why he seems to detest her. It wasn't so horrible to kill people while posing as his sister, was it? Will Luna wish to win back the favor of her fictitious brother? The good fortune of Finn and Steffy has ended. The Bold and the Beautiful's most stable pair is undoubtedly Steffy Forrester and Dr. Finn, who have withstood the odds. The Bold and the Beautiful, do you want more? Receive the most recent information on The Bold and the Beautiful delivered directly to your inbox. Finn and Steffy are doing well after everything that has been thrown at them. All of that is going to change, though. Here are some spoilers for what will happen next on Bold and Beautiful. When Finn Finnegan was a teenager, he had a shady affair with his aunt, Poppy Nozawa. Although the specifics are unclear, Finn and Poppy aren't legally connected because he was adopted. Although Dr. Finn's age at the time of his affair with his aunt is unknown, it was perilously near the time of his cousin Luna Nozawa's conception. As if that weren't embarrassing enough, Finn's aunt was his first. B&B spoilers, the father of Luna Nozawa is finally out. All evidence points to Dr. John Finnegan as the father of Luna, the daughter of Poppy Nozawa. This is even worse than the fact that Finn's mother was certain his father was having an affair with Poppy. Bold and Beautiful spoilers for next week indicate that Dr. Finn will become increasingly suspicious and decide to test Luna's paternity on his own. It will be verified as quickly as possible if his cousin is his daughter. What will Steffy Forrester, his wife, think? After killing Tom Starr and Hollis on B&B a few months back, Luna Nozawa went insane and abducted Finn's wife, Steffy. For days, Luna kept Steffy captive in a cage, and if Finn hadn't come to her aid, she would have also killed her. Since he married Steffy, Dr. Finn has been devoted to her to the point of betraying her, even severing his relationship with his birth mother, Sheila Carter. Will he also sacrifice his daughter for Steffy? John Finnegan is a kind man who is fiercely devoted. However, we are aware that he will not abandon Luna if he finds out she is his daughter. There are going to be big shin issues. When the truth regarding Luna Nozawa's paternity is revealed, B&B spoilers hint at significant issues that may arise in the Shin marriage. Steffy will probably issue her husband another ultimatum, but there are whispers that it may backfire and that divorce papers may soon be filed. Do you genuinely believe that Luna is Finn's daughter? What will Steffy think? Will's compliment makes Luna smile, but Poppy demands that Finn keep quiet. According to Thursday, February 6 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna Nozawa grinned at Will Spencer's flattery, while Poppy Nozawa insisted on John Finn Finnegan's silence. Electra Forrester pondered Will's initial reaction to Luna at the Spencer mansion. Luna smiled as she listened, and Will acknowledged that she was a pretty girl and that she seemed kind enough. Will did, however, also inform Electra on all of Luna's misdeeds and frightening actions. Oh. Will predicted that Luna would be imprisoned for life and would never see them again when he had finished explaining everything. When Poppy said she didn't want to burden him with a child, Finn called her bull in his workplace. Poppy admitted that since this revelation would have had devastating consequences overall, she was also protecting herself. Finn disapproved since Poppy raised his daughter to be a murderer after denying him a relationship with her. Perhaps it wouldn't have happened if Finn had been active in Luna's life, he said. Finn felt compelled to share this information with Steffy Forrester, but Poppy expressed worries about Steffy's reaction. Poppy claimed that no one could find out that Luna was Finn's daughter because this information would also destroy any hope that she and Lee Finnegan had of reconciling. Carter Walton was asked by Brooke Logan at Forrester Creations if he had any regrets about losing his friendship with Ridge Forrester. Instead, Carter pondered whether Brooke regretted ending her own romance with Ridge. Although Brooke was appreciative of the CEO role, she implied that Carter also had a conscience. Carter justified his actions by claiming that Hope Logan lost her line and was fired after Brooke questioned how he could live with himself after executing such a coup. Nevertheless, Brooke had the impression that Carter recognized deep down that what he did was wrong. When Steffy arrived at the Forrester mansion on Thursday's B&B episode, she discovered Ridge and Taylor Hayes having a romantic moment. Steffy claimed that Carter's guilt must be gnawing at him after she discussed dealing with the traitors at work. Steffy believed that the true Carter was still there, but Ridge found it difficult to believe that he was the same guy anymore. All Steffy wanted was to get to Carter's conscience and remind him of the person he was before Hope misled him. In any case, Steffy insisted that Hope and Carter would soon lose their positions of authority and promised to take any necessary action. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy's quest with Daphne Rose will continue, so keep an eye out for any surprises that may arise. Liam's victory guarantees Steffy a future free of villains? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer hasn't had a compelling plot in a very long time. Given that the character is presently resting, Liam might soon receive a prominent plot point. Liam could be able to take Steffy Forrester Finnegan away after John Finn Finnegan discovers he is the father of Luna Nozawa. Let's discuss how Liam could win Steffy back as you continue reading. Mu Nozawa's dad. There is yet more to Luna's bio dad story, according to B&B spoilers. Tom Starr was presumed to be Luna's father after his death. Lee Finnegan matched Luna's DNA sample with Tom's liver more recently. The two couldn't compete. Then, believing that her ex-husband was Luna's baby daddy, Lee made Jack Finnegan, Ted King, undergo a paternity test. That also turned out to be detrimental. The finding of John Finnegan. Finn confronted Penelope Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, following Lee's confession. Poppy continued to deny that he was Luna's father in spite of Finn's inquiries. Finn conducted his own covert paternity test because he needed to be positive. Finn and Luna are father and daughter according to that test. April, Jameson Belushi, did something, and I still think she did. Let's concentrate on what happens once Steffy finds out for the time being. Finnegan, Steffy Forrester's double trouble. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Finn almost lost his marriage several times as a result of Sheila Carter Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown. Then, following Luna's insane kidnapping plan, Finn might have lost Steffy. But things might change when Steffy finds out that Luna is actually Finn's daughter rather than his cousin. Finn will question whether his absence from Luna's life influenced her fate, to start. Finn will want to speak with Luna and clarify that he was unaware of their actual relationship. Finn may even choose to assist Luna by attempting to secure some expert assistance. Naturally, Finn is unaware that Luna is under house arrest, which will make any future plans more difficult. Go back to Steffy, she's going to blow out. Steffy may think that she's already dealt with the mother of Finn's killer. Steffy will never permit Finn to have a relationship with his murderous daughter. The win of Liam Spencer? Naturally, Liam will learn about all of this. Liam has already attempted, but failed, to win Steffy back. This time, Liam could assure Steffy that she would not have to deal with Sheila, Luna, or even Hope Logan. This time, Liam might get what he wants after the Luna/Finn bombshell. Carter abandons future hopes after girlfriend's startling loyalty test? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton might be persuaded to abandon hope for the future and put his lover through an unexpected test of loyalty. If Carter abruptly changed his mind about rescuing Hope Logan's line, how would she respond? Fans of B&B are aware that Carter was a realistic man who recognized the numbers were dropping before he fell deeply in love with Hope. Carter began to see greater promise in Hope's line as his crush took hold, and he continued to try to spin optimistic projections in its place. Carter has promised to put a lot of money behind Hope for the future, which he saved through his LLC takeover. That does not, however, ensure the line's success, because HFTF has clearly had certain difficulties. One of the main components of the novel strategy Steffy Forrester presented to Daphne Rose might be hope for the future. Steffy recommended that they talk to Carter's conscience and help him realize that Hope is taking advantage of him. Whether that is accurate or not, Daphne may continue to influence Carter's thoughts as she pursues Steffy's objectives. It's simple to picture Daphne pointing up the decline of hope for the future and implying that it would impede Carter's ambitious aspirations. Carter's worldwide conglomerate ambitions are undoubtedly ambitious, so Daphne may capitalize on that and imply that failing Hope for the future would not align with his goals. If Hope and Carter's love is as great as they say it is, Daphne might advise Hope to realize that business is business. Will Carter think about breaking his pledge to Hope if the next statistics reveal yet another drop in hope for the future? Is Hope's line going to be discontinued? That kind of behavior, of course, may make Hope feel completely deceived. After Steffy cut off Hope's line and fired her from the company, Carter came to her rescue, but if he breaks his word, everything may be different. Carter might wonder whether Hope is only with him because he saved the day if she loses it over the possibility of the future being abandoned. It's simple to think that would lead to serious tension and raise concerns about the nature of this connection. In any event, our forecasts suggest that Hope might be up against a loyalty test of some kind. Carter might be pushed by Daphne to test Hope and determine whether he's growing accustomed to it. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter may alter his intentions at Forrester Creations. Watch to discover if this will be bad news for Hope for the future. Carter is untrustworthy. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, someone's heart is going to break. Since Carter doesn't seem trustworthy, we are obviously referring to Hope Logan. For all the information you require, continue reading below. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter is unreliable. Daphne has made it quite evident that she is onto Carter in more ways than one, according to the most recent episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Furthermore, it appears that he shares their sentiments. After stating that she could handle the specifics of her contract at a later date, Daphne discussed the reasons behind her decision to join Forrester Creations. After then, Carter shifted the topic and discussed the sense. Hope Logan entered the room just as it appeared that the two of them were going to kiss when Daphne urged Carter to take a sniff that was on her. It was undoubtedly a startling incident that will cause Hope to reevaluate how her relationship with Carter will develop moving forward. Hope will undoubtedly struggle because of this. She has, after all, already experienced incredibly challenging relationships with individuals such as Thomas Forrester and Liam Spencer. She doesn't need her heart to be broken again, yet it appears that it will happen again. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, what will happen to Carter and Hope next? Additionally, it will be fascinating to watch how Carter manages to get out of this one. Hope will find it extremely difficult to trust him after witnessing his intense intimacy with Daphne. Finn sat by himself in his office, his hands clutched together as though he were holding himself together with them. His whole world had been upended, and he found himself at a turning point that would affect not just his own destiny, but also his family's. No matter how many times he tried to ignore the dilemma that loomed over him, it would always come rushing back and demand his attention. He needed to make a decision regarding Steffy. There had never even been the slightest doubt about his affection for her. She had provided him with the family he had always desired, been his pillar of support, and been the lady he had battled for. However, things had been getting out of hand lately. Finn could sense the tension between him and Steffy increasing daily as a result of the shocking disclosures regarding Luna's paternity, Poppy's profound betrayal, and the havoc Bill Spencer had brought into their lives. He now had to confront the reality: could his marriage withstand all that had been thrown at them? Or was he clinging to something that was passing him by already? Steffy had been aloof. He was aware that she was making an effort to be understanding and encouraging, but it was obvious that she was getting sick of the chaos. She was looking for stability, and Finn felt like he was barely surviving. The truth about Luna, his anger at Poppy, and the immense stress of being a parent to a daughter he had never realized he had him completely engrossed. And each time he glanced at Steffy, he saw the glimmer of uncertainty in her eyes, the fear that he was losing himself. Hope came next. Hope had always been a buddy to Finn, a support system when Steffy felt inaccessible. However, something had changed. Hope had been there, providing support, kindness, and something more he couldn't quite put his finger on, ever since the strain in his marriage had been irrefutable. He wasn't a moron. Steffy had noticed, he knew. She had charged him of being overly invested and allowing his feelings to control him. Finn, meanwhile, wasn't sure how to interpret it. As he sat there, he became aware that he could no longer ignore the question: was it time to let go of his marriage, or did he still believe in it? Brooke, meantime, was on her own errand across town. Ridge was what she wanted now, and she had always been the type of woman who battled for what she wanted. She and him had been back and forth for years, caught in a never-ending struggle between fate and catastrophe. However, she was now aware of her desires and would not allow anything or anyone to get in the way of them. With the self-assurance that only she possessed, she entered Ridge's office and leaned against his desk while grinning knowingly. "We need to talk," she remarked in a calm, smooth manner. Ridge's countenance was unreadable as he peered up at her. This was what he had anticipated. He groaned and rubbed the back of his neck, saying, "Brooke, I am aware of what you will say." She stepped closer and joked, "Oh, I doubt that. Because you might be surprised by what I have to say." Ridge furrowed his brow in doubt. "Give me a try." Before she started, Brooke inhaled deeply and looked for any indication of resistance on his face. "We both understand that we were destined to be together. We always come back to one another. Why are we squandering time, then?" Ridge leaned back in his chair and let out a breath. "It's not that easy, Brooke." "Why not?" She posed a challenge. "Taylor is no longer involved. Ridge, we've been through it all. And yet here we are once more. Why do we act as though we are unaware of how this will end?" Ridge gazed at her, his thoughts alternating between reason and feeling. Brooke had a point, he knew. He was aware that their past was self-evident. But he was being held back by something. He acknowledged, "I don't want to make the same mistakes again. We've done too much harm to one another." Brooke reached for his hand and softened. "So let's stop causing each other pain. Let's simply spend time together." Ridge felt the draw, the unavoidable, indisputable power that always pulled him back to her, as he observed her. This time, he hoped, things may be different. He hoped they had finally learned from their mistakes. However, was love ever truly that easy? He exhaled deeply as he returned to Finn's office, and his fingers clenched around his phone. He needed to decide. Did he battle for the life he had created with Steffy, for his marriage? Or did he come to terms with the fact that not everything was supposed to be permanent? Finn recognized then that a permanent change was about to occur in his life. In the boardroom, Steffy Forrester had always been a formidable presence. She had transformed Forrester Creations into one of the most powerful fashion houses in the business, making her a formidable force. But she had been losing her attention lately. She was always distracted, regardless of how hard she tried to focus on the game. And John Finn Finnegan was the clear culprit. When everything else was in disarray, Finn had always been her pillar of support and the calm hand she could count on. Finn, though, was the commotion now. His life had devolved into a tangle of long-lost family secrets, paternity scandals, and mounting emotional burdens that he was unable to overcome. He had lost all equilibrium when it was revealed that Luna was his biological daughter, and Poppy's dishonesty had just made matters worse. At first, Steffi had been patient. She recognized that Finn needed time to think things through, adjust, and accept everything. However, she was unable to deny that his personal drama was starting to impact her work life as the days stretched into weeks. Missed meetings, late-night phone conversations that diverted her focus from planning sessions, and a preoccupied mind when she should have been making important business decisions were the first minor issues. However, things swiftly got out of hand. Steffi found herself continuously attempting to put out flames in her personal life rather than concentrating on the important deadlines that were approaching. Finn's obsession with discovering the truth about Poppy's deceit was intensifying. He sought clarification on Luna's paternity, the identities of those who had concealed the truth from him, and the reasons behind his early denial of the opportunity to get to know his daughter. These days, Poppy's lies, Bill Spencer's dubious involvement, and Finn's desperate demand for explanations were the topics of every conversation they had. What about Steffi? She was done. She was aware of Finn's difficulties, but she couldn't allow his personal problems to undo all of her hard work. Because Finn was unable to control his emotions, she had invested too much of herself in Forrester creations to allow it to fail. Her patience was growing thin, and she was on the verge of losing her temper. When Finn began to miss their responsibilities, things became worse. He would commit to attending a business function, but he would abruptly cancel, because he was preoccupied with yet another argument with Poppy. Steffi had to deal with everything alone, because he was always rushing off to find answers. Even though she wanted to help him and loved him, she was sick of being treated like an afterthought. The situation escalated when Steffi was in front of a significant investor, who she had been attempting to get for months, only to have Finn phone her in the middle of the meeting, agitated over some fresh information concerning Luna. Naturally, she disregarded the call, but the harm was already done. Her focus was broken, and her thoughts were elsewhere. She ultimately lost the transaction after the investor noticed. She realized then that something needed to change. That evening, Steffi tossed her handbag down the table in a fit of rage and approached Finn. "Are you even aware of your actions?" she insisted. "Is it even clear to you how much you're allowing this to control your life?" Finn appeared worn out, his eyes black with insomnia. "Steffi, I'm merely attempting to comprehend the reality. My daughter." "I understand," she cut me off. "And I understand that you have a lot to take in. However, what about me? How about us? Are you even aware of the damage this is causing to our union? To my profession?" With a look of frustration on his face, Finn combed through his hair. "None of this was something I requested. I didn't want that everything in my life be flipped upside down." "And I didn't either," Steffi retorted. "However, you must eventually cease allowing this to control you. Because everything that truly matters will be lost if you don't." Her words weighed heavily and thickly between them. Finn secretly knew she was correct, but he still wanted to dispute and convince her that she didn't understand. In the midst of the insanity, he was losing himself, and if he didn't watch out, he would also lose Steffi. If he could get himself out of it before it was too late, that was the question.